Good morning. This is the 9:30 a.m. on March 15th, 2024 meeting of the Lakeville Select Board. And we're holding this remotely today in accordance with the provisions allowed by Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023. The March 15th, 2024 public meeting of the Lakeville Select Board will be held remotely. However, to view this meeting in progress, please go to the facebook.com/LakeCAM. You do not need a Facebook account to view the meeting. This meeting will be recorded and available to be viewed at a later date at www.lakecam.tv. And besides LakeCam, do we have anybody else recording the meeting today? Hearing none. Agenda item 1 was going to be discuss and possible vote to appoint a retiree member to the Insurance Advisory Committee. I believe it has been brought to our attention since our last meeting that this is actually not a requirement at this point of the process from our HR director. So unless there is other questions, we will be moving on to agenda item number 2. Okay, agenda item number 2, receive an update from the Animal Control Officer regarding the erection of a kennel at 40 Clark Shores Road and possible vote if necessary based on his update. So I know he's there with you, Tracy. Would Dave like to give us an update on what he's seen so far?
He's coming.
That's all right.
Hello. There you go.
And while he's getting set, I believe after our April 26th meeting, we had said that a muzzle had to be in place by the very next day, April 27th. I believe we had said a kennel had to be erected and in use by the 11th. And by the 26th, a fenceway to the kennel from the house. So good morning, Mr. Freites. What have you have for us? So in your opinion, has the owners of the property, are they erecting using the kennel that they were provided?
It's all done.
It's all done?
Yeah, they got it all in.
Okay. Are you pleased with the work?
Everything is fine. I might just ask them about doing one corner a little bit better.
Okay.
Even though I know the dog couldn't get out, but it would just be better to ask them.
Okay, that's good. And you've got photos for the record?
Yes, we do.
In case it comes up. All right, perfect.
I can scroll through them for you guys if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the kennel that they got.
Mm-hmm.
Additional pictures. It shows where the back porch is
Okay.
of the
Pull back
house.
a little, Tracy.
Right there's good.
Okay.
Connected up to their other fence.
Okay, good. All right.
And I think he's got one more. 2 more. This one shows where it's connected. And that's the back deck right there.
So does that mean that they've already gotten the kind of enclosure from the back deck to the kennel in place as well, or is there still more work for that?
No, it's just one piece. When they open the door, he's in the kennel.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. All right, that's good.
okay.
So it's simpler.
And this shows that the kennel is clamped to the existing fence.
Okay, good.
There's the clamp like right there.
All right. Any concerns of being able to dig out from under it at this time?
No, it says it's on pavement. Most of
Okay.
it's on pavement.
Good, good. All right. Board members, any questions for Dave at this time?
So you're comfortable, David, at this juncture, that the family and the animal are safe, as well as the potential liability has been pretty much reduced
Right.
for
I
any of the
mean,
public.
everything's a gamble, but as long as they have the muzzle on them and I think it's better the way they did it because they opened the door and he's in the kennel.
Okay. All right.
Now just to keep the kennel door closed, that would be all they gotta do.
No, you did mention that it was mostly on pavement, and the whole purpose of the kennel, I think, was also for the animal to have a place to relieve itself. Is it?
Well, it has dirt out there,
Okay.
but it's on the walkway too. Most of it's on the walkway going out to the. So it's on pavement about 3/4 of it.
Okay, not all then. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so are there any other questions? Do we feel there's any measures necessary at this point?
Maybe just Mr. Chair to have the ACO go out periodically, that's all. I don't know. I'll leave that up to his discretion.
I'm going over there Saturday morning to check on them because they'll probably be home because they're working now. So I didn't see them.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
but they've obviously, responded, and that's what, we needed to have done, so. Thanks, Dave, for doing all this.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Appreciate it, Dave.
And as far as I recall, just for technical purposes, I think the hearing was still open.
Yes, yeah, we continued it to the 26th, I believe.
Okay,
So at the 26th, you can just vote to close the hearing.
thank you.
All right. Okay, if there's nothing else on this item, then does anybody have any new business? If not, any old business? I know, Leah, you gave us a really good update on some of the water stuff. Do you want to have a update on
Yeah, yep. So I actually did go out and check out Shore Ave yesterday myself, and I took pictures too. I can share them. It really, that's where a lot of the damage happened in 2010. So I totally understand the concerns, but we had some folks. So the quarterly APC meeting, so for everybody, Assawamsett Pond Complex, the quarterly APC meetings are typically closed because a lot of what we talk about has to do with the safety and security of the public drinking water supply. At the end of the year, the last meeting of the year is usually an open meeting, and it's recorded by LakeCAM so that we give, bunches of updates on, what type of year it was. But anyways, we did, Representative Oral had a meeting with a few of the residents from that area. He invited them to attend the meeting. That's why it wasn't, like an open call, because a couple of residents said, oh, I would have come too. So I guess the way we should handle this right now is, like, it's supposed to rain today, but I think next week it's supposed to clear up again. So I guess we keep track of, and I do know that the fire chief was the emergency management coordinator. And I think Lorraine, you're on the emergency management committee, right? Isn't that you?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So, right now, just this kind of fell in my lap just because of the APC stuff. So, we gave a lot of updates, but, while we were sitting in that meeting, it occurred to me that, perhaps we should do a much more involved, plus getting 2 more new board members. We should probably, not right away, and hopefully it'll stop raining. So it doesn't get any worse than it is right now, but just going forward, even if it's a meeting in July, that's when there's not much else business going on, but just to get information out there. The other thing that came to light during that meeting the other day was, I guess I haven't had the chance either because I've been out driving around looking at properties, but to go through our website. So to see, we all decided that perhaps we should put somewhere on the website how many boards are out and, when. Because that was a lot of the misinformation that was out there. Everyone was saying that, there was rumors that were saying that no boards were out, but in fact, the boards have been out. So that's something internally that we can work on to try to get the information represented better on our website so that people can just go and say, oh, but half the boards were out last July, and all the boards were out in September. And normally the boards don't go out until, they don't take them out until November. So, the 2 water suppliers were, willing to do everything. They are pumping some water into Little Quiticus. to try to help alleviate the situation, but it's actually mind-boggling when you start thinking about some of the numbers. I believe Long Pond holds 18 billion gallons of water. And, so even if we're pumping 1 million gallons into Little Quiticus, it still just doesn't have the capacity to make much difference, but they're doing it anyways. So anyway, so we're all keeping an eye on it, and let's just pray for no more rain.
Appreciate it, Leah.
Yep.
While you were talking, I went over to the select board's page to take a look, because I thought I remembered that's where the pond levels were. But maybe we've hidden it somewhere else, but it looks like we just have the 2020 pond levels easily accessible.
Yeah.
Maybe we gotta get
And
the
there
other ones
was,
in there.
yeah, to your point, Mr. Chair, Tracy used to get regular, and Tracy, you can confirm this, she used to get regular pond level readings. And, Taunton Water had a change, of personnel. And I know Jody does send us from Taunton Water. She does send us updates, but we also spoke about that. And she said she's going to see if she can come up with almost like a graph or something that, so you can see the representation as it's, the up and down, and put a note in there that may say, half the boards were taken out at this point. So we're definitely going to address that going forward so that people can have accurate information as timely as possible.
Mr. Chair,
Oh, yes.
the water levels on the select board page are up to date. If you click on, if you go to the left-hand side and it says Assawamsett pond levels, I gotta get those 2020 ones off of there. I don't know why
Yeah.
they're there, but if you
Yeah,
click on the Assawamsett pond level tab, and then you go down, and then all the years are there.
It's a little misleading because even though it says Assawamsett pond levels, maybe it means the Assawamsett pond complex.
Yeah,
But-
that's just
but
how
when you
they
go in
started
there-
titling it when they started
Yeah.
giving them to
Yeah.
me, so.
You do open
Yeah.
the pond levels, I
Yeah,
see
I can change
Assawamsett
that.
and Long Pond and Nemasket in
Yep.
there.
Yeah, but Jody was gonna, take a week or two to think about it. And, they gave us a really good graph the other day to look at. It was a very good visual aid on the water levels. And I said to her, oh, maybe I'll come over one day and we can brainstorm something and put in like a remarks or a comment section so that people can know that the boards are out, and that way it helps to dispel the rumors and everything else. So
That'd be
If I
nice.
can, I know that we have an Assawamsett Pond Complex webpage through our site. So maybe we, take a minute, Tracy, revisit it to see if maybe there's a different way that we can present it. Maybe it's not the Assawamsett Pond, complex. Maybe it's just one place that we put all the information that has to do with the ponds,
Yeah.
and just maybe say, call it the pond web page, so that people don't have to, oh, it's on the selectmen's page for this, or it's on that page for this. Let's just get it on one page.
Yep, that's a good idea.
We can definitely rework that.
Okay, that would be awesome.
Yep.
Very helpful, I'm
So
sure, for the
anyways,
residents.
the Captain Joyce was there, because, the police get involved too, especially with the flooding. Chief O'Brien was there, and, he did let folks know that, he's watching everything, but he, encouraged folks. He's received so many pictures, so many messages, as have I, as has Town Hall. But, if anyone has a concern, they definitely should reach out, because, a lot of folks were here in 2010. So we know, especially what got hit pretty hard, but, don't hesitate to forward some information. And, my biggest thing too is, I know all three of us monitor Lakeville, helping Lakeville, but, sometimes your best path, if you have an actual question, is right to us, right to the, select board's office, town administrator's office, health office. Any of those offices will be able to help you get, an accurate answer to your question. So.
Mhm.
All right.
Very good. Is there any other old business to discuss?
Um,
I have, oh, I'm sorry, Leah.
No, go ahead. I wonder if it's the same thing,
I
Lori.
know. I would appreciate some clarification on our next meeting about if it's the 25th or if it's the 26th.
That's exactly what was my question.
So I sent out an email this morning, kind of, eating crow, that I told one of the other chairs accidentally the 26th. I thought that was the Monday when Monday's the 25th. So I asked Open Space, CPC, and Concom if they can accommodate the 25th or not, since we already have the room booked, and that's when we were actually planning on meeting. So I'm just waiting to hear back on them. So 25th for now, unless, if they're like, hey, we already moved all of our schedules around, can the three of us do the 26th just for that if we need to, or?
I think I can. That's what I was going to offer too, that there's
Right,
so many
yeah.
more of them than us.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think I can do the 26th if it's too hard for them.
okay. I think I can as well. Yeah, that was my mistake when I sent out the first mail.
All right, I do have a commitment on the 26th, but I might be able to move something around if it comes down to that. So
Okay.
What time is it? Is it early, late? Maybe we could go, because it would be all those boards that would be using the room on the 26th. So maybe we could go a little later if the timing is tough for Lorraine, earlier, later.
Yeah, that doesn't matter to me when we do it. If there's a time that makes it easier that's a lot of people. So
Yeah. Yep.
if later makes it easier for everybody, that's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably do 7. My appointment that I have, earlier is at 5:30. So, I could certainly get there for 7 if we did a 7 meeting.
Okay, so
I will check today to see if the room's available. We don't even know if it's available on the 26th.
Yeah, yeah. Those are the people that use the room. So hopefully, with all them attending our meeting, maybe the room will be open.
Well, I know conservation was meeting at 7 on the 26th.
Okay.
So I think they meet there.
Yep,
So-
yeah, they're already posted.
Are they coming to our meeting?
They're invited. Let me see
So
Maybe
here.
we could crash their meeting, actually.
They've got 10 items on their
Oh, man, that's a
yeah.
lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those are notice of intents.
So maybe we could, I don't know how early Lorraine can get there.
Well, you just do whatever you got to do.
Maybe we could start at like 6 or 6:30 and right before Concom's meeting. And then, then it gives us a 30-minute window. We got to be done and out.
All right, well, let's see what they say. If they come back and say they can do the 25th, then we'll stick with that. If we gotta
Okay.
bump it to the 26th, then we'll figure it out.
That was my old business too, so
All
all
right.
set.
All right, if there's nothing else, entertain a motion to adjourn at 9:49 a.m.
So moved.
Second,
All members in favor?
I
Aye, Carboni,
Aye.
aye.